My name is Jessie Green. I am 29 years old. I spent 162 days in jail for my meth addiction. Whenever I was in the 6th grade, I was living with my father. He raised me a little bit before I turned 2 years old. He left me with the neighbors so that way they would give me a ride to school and a sort of child care. At that time, I was sexually abused. And I was afraid to tell anybody because I didn't want them to think that I was a bad person or, a bad kid, and I didn't want them to judge me for what had happened. I think that's where I kind of got the sense of being broken. Later on in life, I got pregnant at 17 years old. I moved out, and I figured since I had so much love to give, but nobody to give it to, that would be the perfect opportunity. I gave birth to my oldest, Adeline Bowden, and I ended up raising her on my own because her father was abusive and a meth addict. I had my oldest, Adeline, and I raised her on my own. I moved to Arkansas to be closer to family, and I was trying to figure out what life was for me, what life was going to be for my daughter, but something just wasn't working. So I moved back to Oklahoma, and 5 years later I got pregnant with my daughter, Isabella, and this whole time I was searching for happiness, not knowing what the right thing to do was, being a young parent, just trying to make it through life and be successful and raise my girls on my own. I had several failed relationships. Those never worked out. Still searching for someone to comfort me or to fill that void. Whenever I moved here to Oklahoma because my youngest daughter's dad was abusing me physically, mentally, emotionally, I came here for a new start. But I didn't know that was going to be the journey of a long road. I struggled to make ends meet. I was depressed, and somebody offered me meth. And that's when it started. I forgot what I was living for, who I was living for, even though I had a church background. I was still trying to fill that void, and I figured, hey, why not? Whenever that happened, it took control over my life. I ended up losing my kids. I went to jail. And that's when I met Freedom Life Ministries. They came in one day through a church service. And I just remember looking at Danny thinking, who is this man? Lord, what do you want from me? I watched the video that they had, and I knew then, God, I want to change my life. Today is the day that you have made to rejoice and to be glad. And from that day forward, I was on a mission. I got out of jail, and I was able to see my kids for the first time and to talk to them, and I knew that God was with me and I would never be alone anymore. Through that journey, I spent time with Danny Hampton and Melissa with spiritual counseling. I found a home church with his place, and it's okay to not know what you're going to do with your life. It's okay to not know if you're going to have the same job forever. Because no matter what, at the end of the day, God knows. He knows the past, the present, and the future. Today, my life has been wonderful. I still have my struggles, Everybody does. But it's really been the first time that I've been able to live, because I was able to put the past behind me. I was able to pray through those things and realize why I was broken inside. You know, those feelings of rejection. I'm not going to say that that goes away completely, but I know that there is someone there now. I don't have to rely on a relationship. I don't have to rely on, people to comfort me, because I have a comforter, and that's Jesus Christ.